To 100% LCFC, I'm Phil, this is
Jake.
And we really are live. He keeps messing around and not pressing the button. Welcome. Well, it's the night before Christmas or the night before Champions League, Jake. Are you excited for tomorrow night?
Yeah, really excited. I can't wait, to be honest.
Really looking forward to it? Mm-hmm. You're one of the younger breed of Leicester fans, which is great. You've seen the lows, you've seen the highs now. In your lifetime, in my lifetime, we've seen League One, and tomorrow night we witness Champions League. Champions League. Dilly ding, dilly dong. Doesn't get any better now. We want to hear your comments for today. I'm just going to check that we are actually going out live because sometimes the technology doesn't work. Ask us any questions and answers. We are live. Ask us any questions you want us to talk about. We've got a few things, a few topics here. We've got a predict the score competition as ever. Predict the first goal scorer and the correct final score. And we've got some pizzas to give away. We're going to talk about who's going to go in goal, who's going to be in midfield with Drinkwater, who's going to be playing up front. So lots of team selection choices and formations to talk about. But we want to hear from you guys. So please, in the comments, put anything you want to talk about. Are you excited about tomorrow's match? Of course you are, but let us know how excited you are, what bit you're looking forward to in particular. And get your comments in, get your predictions in, and we'll give you some shout outs. So, before we get a few comments coming in, I'm going to start off, Jake, with keeper news. Who's going to be in goal tomorrow for Leicester?
I think Kasper Schmeichel's still a bit injured, so I think Ziele's going to... I think even though Ziele let in 4 goals against Man United and 4 goals in against Chelsea, I still think he's been a good keeper. So I think the only fault we had in those games was the defence.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Ziele's done anything too much wrong, has he, at all? But he has shipped in 8 goals in 2 matches, so not exactly the biggest confidence boost for him as his start of the Leicester career.
No, I still think he'll play though, because I think Kasper Schmeichel's still injured, and hopefully we can, if we win, it will also boost his confidence for the league. They
said the week before, didn't they? They said Kasper's picked up a bit of a head injury. I've heard he's hurt himself in training a little bit. He did have a hernia operation. And he came back, he played, I think it was about 12 days after a hernia operation. They're not saying it's connected, but that's a very fast comeback, and maybe it's been a bit too fast. But Ziele looks all right. I mean, let us know your thoughts. Do you think Ziele looks all right? I'm quite happy with what I've seen of him. He's pulled off a few great stops, and I think he looks a good keeper. So let us know in the comments if you think Ziele, or we believe it is going to be Ziele starts, but let us know what you think about him. Perhaps one of the bigger decisions, Jake, and we asked the fans earlier, who's going to play in midfield? Now, we all think Drinkwater's going to start, isn't he? I mean, he had a good game at Man United, and again looks better and better each game, if you ask me, Drinkwater. So I think he's a given that he's going to start. Mm-hmm. But who do you think is going to go in the middle of midfield with him?
Amati.
Yeah, I agree, because lots of people have said Mendy, but did you know Mendy's, I think, again, I'm right in saying, I think he's injured himself again in training today. So I think he's definitely out.
£14 million, and it was, at one point, our record signing, and to think that our record signing has picked up an injury in game and now picked up another injury is kind of a bit annoying, because everyone was thinking he was going to be sort of like a Kante replacement. Even though he's a different style player, everyone was thinking, he was going to come in and do a bit of Kante's job.
Well, I think we are still half hoping that Mendy is going to come back and sort of fulfil that job a little bit, because Amati seems like he's given us very different types of performances, hasn't he? At home, when we're the more dominant team against, no offence to Swansea and Burnley, they're not the quality teams. Amati's looked really good, hasn't he? Mm. Man U and Liverpool away.
He looks lazy, and it looks like he doesn't want to track back. He just looks like he's only bothered when we're pushing forward, which as a midfielder, especially a central defensive midfielder, you need to come back and help the defence, otherwise you just can't win.
Again, against Liverpool and Man United, you could see it, especially when you watch it back on Match of the Day and replays. You can see sometimes 4 or 5 yards the wrong side as players have gone by him or round him, and he is just the wrong...
He's just jogging back. The players are running past him.
And I know he's young, he's only 21, so there's big things to come, but, this is the top of Leicester have ever been, isn't it? Playing in the Champions League now and trying to compete maybe to retain the title. I mean, that already looks incredibly tough, only this amount of games in. I'm going to read, let's go through some of the fans' comments. Do put your comments in, let us know what you're thinking. Bex Leatherbarrow. Hi Bex, nice to hear from you. I don't know if you remember Bex, but when we played in the when we played the fans match at the King Power Stadium. She was the goalkeeper trainer, and she was very good. So hi, Bex. Bex says, "Hey, the goals weren't his fault. Zila's." No, I agree. I don't think anybody could blame Zila for really any of the goals. I do slightly blame. I'm a bit old school, and I think that you should always have a defender on the post. It frustrates me that
we let in 3 of our goals from corners, and if we didn't do that, because they all went in on one of the posts, if we had one person on that post, the game would have been 1-1.
I agree. It is old school defending. You put somebody on each post. Normally it's some of your smaller men, but they've still got a chance. They could have cleared at least 1 or 2 of those, I think, against Man United. Chris Townsend says Zila had a good game. And he also goes on to say, for the first time in ages, we've got a great second choice keeper. I agree. I think if Zila has had a better defence in front of him in those 2 games, he could already have been pushing to, knocking on Casper's door. Adam Clayton says, when's Casper back? I don't know. I've heard he might be out for 2 or 3 games. Certainly tomorrow, I hear, and Sunday. Jude is saying Casper is back. Well, that's not what I'm hearing, but hopefully if he is back, he gives us a choice at least. Adam also says, do we own any different clothes? No, we always put the same ones on here. They've never been washed. He stinks disgusting, and mine is no better. Mark Porter goes, drink is knackered. Bless him, he needs a rest. No, thank you. And Chris Skellett is a bit sarcastic here, and he goes, what defence? Come on, Chris, keep the faith. Good grief, man.
They do look a bit slow. The whole team looks a bit slow this season. I mean, the only player that looks to be really on top of form is Soleimani, and he didn't even have a great game against Man United. He's just come in, so he wants to make a point. But, the back 4 look lazy, slow. Drinkwater looks fine. Midfield looks slow. Albrighton looks better this season, though. Mahrez doesn't look on the pace. He's not done much of his Mahrez magic, as people are saying, especially the Algerians.
You're going to have 6 million Algerians, bless them, say, get off Mahrez and Slimani's back. But I think Mahrez, when you see him live, he's in and out of the game. He's not. I mean, I know he had a good game against Bruges. I've got a big feeling we're saving ourselves. We're trying to gear up for the Champions League.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will look at us and be like, they're not going to retain the title. I think a lot of Leicester fans and the players and everyone else around saying we're not going to retain the title. You'd want to, but it's a 1 in a million chance season last season, and we're in the Champions League. We might not ever be in the Champions League again, so why not go for it?
Yeah, I agree. We're in. Do you agree with that, fans? Do you think that we should go for it in the Champions League and maybe sacrifice a little bit of the Premier League this season? We're in a group where you would say that group is more than winnable, and I think in the Champions League, the way it works is if you win your group, you again get a better draw. Yep. You get placed in the round of 16, isn't it? The last bit called. You'll pick up one of the runners-up. Yeah,
if you win the group stage, you get one of the runners-up, which makes you into the top 8.
Yeah,
and that's when the teams get harder. But if you get in the top, because we can easily win this group stage, because the teams are good, but I think we have better qualities. If we can win this group stage and get a team who came runners-up, in a decent-ish league, but again, like a team like Bruges that we could pretty easily win. I think even if we got into the top 8 and we got like a Dortmund and we had a good day out and we lost like 4-0 and got smashed, I think top 8 in first-time Champions League would be an amazing achievement, no matter where we finished in the league.
No, I agree. I think even qualifying out of the group would be a fantastic achievement. Now, let's just move on to every home game. Well, every game we always do the predict the first scorer and the correct final score. Quickly, Jake, who do you think is going to be your first scorer and final score?
I think Mahrez is going to be the first goal scorer.
Yeah.
I think he's going to shine again in the Champions League like he did against Bruges, and I think the final score is going to be 3-1.
3-1. I say Vardy and 2-1. So get your predictions in now, and everybody who enters, of course, goes in for the Peter's Pizza. We've had some good winners early, and we've decided that if nobody gets it right, we're just going to give it away anyway to somebody. If you're not in the ground tomorrow, get down to Yates's bar. Again, one of the other competitions, we're giving away an 8-pint tower of beer. So put your name in that, and we'll draw the winner of that at the end of this video. Let's move on to the strike force tomorrow, Jake. Who do you think is going to play up front? Because it's not an easy one. I know most people will say Vardy and Slimani, but I don't. Take your
I
time.
think it will.
Everybody loves watching you take your time.
No, I know. I have a slow brain sometimes. I have to think
At
of
least you've
things.
got a brain.
I know.
Alright.
I have to. Oh, what am I talking about?
Slimani.
I think we took. Did we take Slimani and no? We took Vardy off half time at the Man U game, so I think he's definitely going to start. Slimani played the whole game, so I don't know whether that was just fitness based. To keep his fitness up because he wasn't in the training a couple of weeks ago. He had a couple of weeks off, so I think we might maybe be more fitness for him, or we were going to save him for the next league game, and either players like Musa or Okazaki were going to be given a chance.
Okazaki didn't come on Saturday. I was surprised. I thought they might
Could have
give
been saving
Okazaki
him.
20 minutes. Maybe they're saving him.
Who knows?
But they brought Schlupp on.
I don't know why we bring Schlupp on. What's the point of playing a game of football in the league? You're playing Man United with 4-0 down. The last thing you want to see is Schlupp come on. When Schlupp came on, I literally wanted to go upstairs and just not watch the game anymore. He doesn't bring anything to the team. I don't know why we didn't sell him for 9 million. He's a pointless player in my opinion.
Do you agree with Jay? Jeff Schlupp, I think more fans would probably agree with you than disagree with you. I'd have liked to see Okazaki come on and have 20 minutes. What a goal by Damari Gray, by the way. I think we all want to see more of him. I know he's getting impatient as he's tweeted, but I'd love to see more of him. So it was a good opportunity for him. I thought it was an opportunity to see a bit more of Okazaki maybe at the time, although we've seen him all last season. My question to you lot about Okazaki is, we all know everybody's grumbling about Kante going, and you've just got to let that go because he's gone. But we've got Okazaki. Now, last year, here's a question to everybody. You can answer this, Jake. Did Okazaki, he didn't score any goals, and everybody will all grumble because he doesn't score enough goals. But all that running around and that link play, was he doing like the reverse arc job that Kante was doing round the back? Do you know what I mean? You've got Okazaki filling that gap there, just being like glue between the midfield and attack, and you've got Kante who's at the back. Now Kante's gone, so we've got to sort that one out. But is Okazaki's role? You know, we're now playing with Slimani and Vardy. They're a front two.
Yeah.
So is Okazaki maybe, is he missed more than people realise?
I'm not sure. I think our formation's a bit iffy. Personally, if I was the manager and I was going to choose a formation, mine would be completely different. We can talk about that another time. I might make a website post about what I think my preferred formation would be about.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would play how we are playing right now. I think now Kante's gone, you can't keep the same 4-4-2 formation because Kante was dominating the midfield and we aren't dominating the midfield now, so we've left a big gap open with that 4-4-2. I think we might need to change that, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't know what other people think about that.
Well, let's go on some people's comments here. If I didn't press the wrong button. Oh, there's some weird comments on here. Mark Sanders says, we need to move on from Man U and start playing the good football we know we can. Totally agree, Mark. That's why we're trying not to talk about Man U. Lewis Kent says, Schlupp is only ever any good when he doesn't think and just runs at players. Yeah, I agree with that.
But he doesn't do anything. He'll run up and then he'll turn around and pass it. He's not creative. He's not got a good shot on him. He's not got a good pass.
Leighton Morell says, the only blame with the 8 goals lies with the back four and the lack of support from Amati in the midfield. Will Ashfield says, we need to an all-out attack every team we play. That's how we won last season. Teams can't play against us when we come out like that. Rob Sturgis says, I think you'll see a better Leicester in the Champions League.
Yeah.
I think we agree with that. Rio Orton says he would pick Amati, but then I like him and he has had 1 to 2 bad games. Yeah, they tended to be the away games, the Liverpool and Man U games. Confidence will be high, says Jason Mills, despite the weekend result. Same as the Bruges game, I feel.
Yeah, well, I was expecting, after the Bruges game, I was expecting us to come back to the old Leicester and at the Chelsea game at home and then the Man U game away. It's a bit disappointing. I think we've lost more this season now than we did the whole season last season.
Jane Bingham says the difference tomorrow will be Merez if he gets going. Wakey. Matt Simpson, hi Matt, good to chat with you again. He says even when Schlupp was okay, he had no end product. £9 million was overpriced. Yeah, I think I'd have took it. Jamie Glover says bring on the Champions League. Leicester will soon pull ourselves back together. Ian Burbage says Chilwell leaves acres of space on the left and would play Schlupp at left back over him. Schlupp at left back? Again, there's times where Schlupp looks like he could be a left back, but there's other times where we sit in the family stand and you can see very clearly Schlupp goes in completely the wrong places at times and leaves us very exposed. For me, having Schlupp at left back is a real no-no.
Well, I think he said that Chilwell left loads of open space, but Schlupp was the left winger, and as a left winger, you can't literally just sit up. You have a job to come back and help the left back as well. So I feel like that Chelsea game wasn't really Chilwell's fault for the whole of the left side. I think Schlupp was very lazy. He's always been, in my opinion, quite a lazy player, and I think he didn't help Chilwell much in the game.
Mike Porter says top 10 in the Premiership and out of the group stages is a very successful campaign, which I agree with. Luke Charlton says my back for tomorrow. Hernandez. This is back lineup. Sorry, from Luke. He goes Hernandez, Huth, Vasilevsky, and Jeff Schlupp. You've got to be kidding me. Luke, you must be Hernandez, Huth, Vasilevsky and Jeff Schlupp as your defensive lineup.
Jeffrey Schlupp has done nothing when he played left back a couple of seasons ago. Vasilevsky looks off the pace. I don't know if you even watched the Chelsea game, because if you watched the Chelsea game, you wouldn't even be thinking about that.
I love Vasilevsky, but he can't take that. He's not at the right level anymore.
Huth he's a good player. He's getting a bit old now. He's a bit slow. So I think I still have him with Morgan.
Yeah.
But I don't think with Vasilevsky, as they're both not amazing players. Who was the left back?
Hernandez.
Oh, Hernandez. Hernandez, I think a lot of people slate him for no reason. I feel like he needs to be given a little bit more of a chance at the club. I mean, I don't think the fans have given him much of a chance for the amount they're slating him. You know, he's got a good throw on him. I think he's created chances with that. And he's a good defender overall, I think.
Right, we've got a few final score predictions to come in here. We've got Dave Miles says Leicester to win 3-1, but doesn't predict who's going to score the first goal. Will Ashfield says Huth to score the first goal and it'd be 1-0.
I think there'll be a lot of goals
I think there'll be more goals. Regan McIntyre says hi. Hi, Regan. Thanks for watching. And Trevor Harrison says Vardy to hit 2. Luke Charlton says, I think Zila is a better keeper compared to Casper.
I think he has a better distribution than Casper. I think Casper has made some pretty more impressive saves, but I think when Casper plays and he's taking a goal kick or he's kicking the ball out, he kicks it out at least 3 or 4 times in the whole game. Zila, I only ever saw him kick it out once by mistake in the last game.
Paul Goodison says, say hello to Joel, so hi Joel. Greg Topless, winner of pizza the other week, well done Greg, says Slimani and Vardy, the Dragon Slayer, but his score prediction is 2-2 with Morgan. I mean, would a draw against Porto at home be the worst result? I don't want it to be the result, but...
No, but I think with the first game you want to go out, and especially with the loss against Man United, you want to fire back from that game and bounce back and try and win.
Somebody says they've got no sound. Hopefully you can hear us. Do let us know if you can't hear us. If you're just watching this with no sound.
You have to turn the volume up.
You have to turn your volume up. And Musa for Albrighton. A few people grumbling about Albrighton. A few people saying Musa for Albrighton. A few people saying Okazaki to play instead of Albrighton. And quite a few people saying get Gray on for Albrighton, Jake.
I don't understand that, because when Gray comes on, he's one of those players right now where he'll do 1 or 2 skills, which is great, and then he'll try and do another 1 or 2 skills to the same player, and he'll lose the ball. I don't know if you saw against Chelsea their second goal or third goal, one of them, the one where Azpilicueta did that amazing volley. Gray was the person to give the ball away because of a skill error. He tried to skill the ball just right outside the box on the right hand side. And it cost us a goal. And
a bit of naivety there.
Yeah, I think he needs to learn to the 5-yard passes are sometimes better than a skill.
It took you a while to learn that one.
Yeah, I know it does, and it does pay off more though. You can push up more, and if you pass the ball moves faster than you can. That's what you have to learn. But Albrighton has had an amazing performances so far in the league. I think he's looked better than he has done last season. and I think in the last Champions League game he looked at best player one of the best players on the pitch. So I don't think you can slate Albrighton.
Right, we're going to.
Performances.
I agree
Sorry.
with you. We're going to give away the 8-pint tower of beer, which you can take tomorrow night. For those of you not going to the game, I've just randomly picked somebody there, and the winner is Liam Hind, and he's tagged in Joe Johnson and Chris Collier, and he says that's tomorrow night sorted. Then, Deece. What's Deece mean?
Decent.
All right.
Come on, Pops.
Deece. I
How
can't
old are
use
you?
that word. Right, tomorrow before the match, if anybody wants to join, 100% LCFC are going to be down at Peter's Pizzas. It's £10 for a pizza and a drink. You're going to be there, aren't you?
I'm going to be there, yeah. I'm going to be doing live videos with anyone who wants to come. You know, it's £10 for a soft drink and a pizza.
That's right, and we've got some prizes. I've got some T-shirts to give away, some signed T-shirts as well, a few goodies, and it's going to be some good fun. It's 5:45 till 7. And there's a prize, one of the prizes down there is an ADT taxi from the pizza place straight down to the ground, save you having to walk.
Yep.
So we've done the pizza prizes, we've talked about the ADT, we've given away some beer. I think that's it, Jake.
Yeah, and you'll get to meet a lot more of the 100% content team as well. You know,
Scott's going to be down there, Alex, Ethan, Will, you. That's it.
Yeah.
So, should be really good. Dilly ding, dilly dong. Win the Champions League. It's at Leicester tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
Can't wait.
Go and turn it off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your comments. Get lost. See you later. Goodbye. Turn it off.